news just coming in. We have to cut live to that. This is news coming in from Rajasthan. Supporters of BJP MP Kirodi Lal Meena and police have clashed in Rajasthan. BJP MP was stopped from meeting the Pulwama widows who have been protesting. BJP MP is now sitting on a dharna. So it's an all-out flashpoint between the BJP and the Congress in Rajasthan. The visuals there on your screen show how the police stopped Kirodi Lal Meena from moving ahead and meeting those widows of Pulwama Martyrs. They're sitting on protest and Pallavi is here with me to tell us more. Pallavi, details.
So you know what has been happening for the last few days, that there has been this dharna by the Martyrs family. The wife was also picked up because her condition had deteriorated and the police had cracked down, and that's where the genesis of the problem lies. We also see some of the leaders going there, Kirodi Lal Meena, for example, going to a spot of the dharna, and because there is a kind of a precautionary measure in place as far as the Rajasthan police is concerned, they have been removed. So now it's going to snowball into a bigger controversy. It's not just BJP versus the Congress, but within the Congress also, many like Sachin Pilot and his supporters feel that the government has not done enough. In fact, Sachin Pilot had openly requested the Rajasthan government to help the Martyrs family and also to accept their demands. So this has now become a huge issue in Rajasthan politics as the state heads for state elections later this year.
Right. But Pallavi, what is the point of clash here? For the uninitiated, just explain what is it that the Pulwama widows are demanding and why the government is not really conceding to those demands.
So the job and the argument which is being given by the Kirodi government in a statement which was released by the Chief Minister was that we cannot set a bad precedent. The jobs are reserved for the Martyrs' immediate family, children. If you start giving in to their relatives, then others will also start demanding. And then he said that how fair is that? How can you take it away from the quota of the immediate family? The problem actually also began when the protesting Martyrs' family were removed, and there was a lathi charge also which took place, and that had made the BJP get very angry. And not that only, Sachin Pilot, who has been giving shelter to the Martyrs' family, they have been spending the night at his residence and were on dharna outside over the last few days, also appealed to the state government that please address the concerns. The Kirodi government has accused the BJP of doing politics over it. In his detailed statement, he said he has consulted with both the Defence Minister, Mr. Rajnath Singh, as well as with the Congress President, and set the record straight around there's a misinformation campaign going on. He hasn't taken Sachin Pilot's name directly, but the insinuation very much is that politics is now being done over the Martyrs' cause, and the precedence is something which cannot be accepted, and therefore there is little much which can be done. Of course, the Rajasthan police has swung into action the last few days, removing the protesters, and what pictures we are now being put out is also a very clear indication that zero resistance will be accepted, and therefore at the dharna spot, any leaders trying to go to a spot is being accused of stoking controversy, provocation, and those are the grounds on which they are being removed from the spot.
But in an election year, very bad optics for the incumbent?
Of course, it is bad optics, but it's also a catch-22 situation. The fact is that in Rajasthan, also a large number of army family people also stay there. Jawans belong to the state of Rajasthan, which Ashok Gehlot conceded in his detailed statement. It is a worry certainly within the Congress party, but Gehlot has also dug his heels in, making the point that this is going to set a bad precedent. The job quota is only meant for immediate family and other relatives, because if I start doing that, you're actually, one, taking away from the quota the entitlement of the immediate family, and second, tomorrow the other relatives will also start demanding jobs and other opportunities. But immediate provocation actually happened when the protesters were facing the lathi charge, and the BJP says, look, the Congress party is anti-national. The Congress party has always been against a forge. Sachin Pilot, whose relationship we know is not very good with Gehlot, also was the one who appealed to a state government saying, please address the concerns. In fact, the Martyrs' family, the protesters, did find shelter at his residence in Jaipur. So that way it snowballed into a double political controversy, one vis-a-vis the BJP, and second, of course, within the Congress party itself.
Right. So those are visuals on your screen there where widows of the Pulwama Martyrs were protesting. The BJP's MP Mr. Meena tried to go become a part of that dharna. He was stopped by the police. The visuals on the right of the screen shows how the policemen on duty stopped him from going ahead, and now this is turning out to be a full-blown political war between the Congress and the BJP there. Pallavi is still reporting. Pallavi, in all of this, the Sachin pilot angle, how is that being interpreted? Okay, I think I've lost that line with Pallavi. We'll try and reconnect. Also, if I can get Bhavani, who's there in Rajasthan, reporting for us on this. Essentially, what has happened so far? Like Pallavi was explaining, these are martyrs, widows who were demanding jobs for their family members. The Gehlot government says that, you know, if you start giving, in one case, for example, job was being demanded for a brother-in-law of a widow, brother of a martyr in that sense. But the Gehlot government says that if people other than immediate family members are given jobs, then what happens to children of these martyrs when they grow up? They will not get a job on compensatory grounds, so it's unfair on them. So that's the back and forth that is happening. In all of this, the Bharatiya Janata Party has alleged that the Congress party is anti-national and that he is not, the Congress government, the Gehlot government is not really paying heed to the demands of these martyrs' family. Bhavani Deora, like I said, has been tracking this story from ground zero. Bhavani, इस वक्त क्या हो रहा है वहाँ पर? बीजेपी की तरफ से प्रेशर लगातार बनाया जा रहा है. भवानी, मेरी आवाज आ रही है? I'll go back to Bhavani Deora there. He's at the protest site. The signals, mobile signals there are weak. We'll try and reconnect with him. But this is what Bhavani has also reported. You see on the left of your screen a protest that is happening where you know, widows of the Pulwama Martyrs were detained, and on the right when BJP leaders tried to go meet the widows and the families there. The police stopped them. The government is very clear that this will not be allowed to be made into a political issue. Bharatiya Janata Party alleges that the Gehlot government there is anti-national, not sympathetic to the cause of the martyrs there. Now, Pallavi was explaining to us how this is a catch-22 situation. Congress leaders have earlier embarrassed the party too on the issue of Pulwama, from senior leaders like Digvijay Singh, two others who have questioned the Pulwama attack, who have questioned whether electoral benefits were reaped by the attack, and now this, when the martyrs and their widows are demanding jobs for their family members, and the Gehlot government says that this is not in line with the stated policy. Pallavi is back with me. Pallavi, we were discussing the political ramifications of this. In all this, the Sachin pilot angle. How do you explain what is happening as far as Sachin pilot's role is concerned?
Yeah, actually, I would say, that's a very interesting one, which throws up the question is that whether this whole entire incident is also becoming yet another platform for a kind of a shadow boxing between Ashok Gehlot and Sachin Pilot. This is a decision which has been awaited for a very long time. The Congress central leadership has not been able to sort out the Rajasthan mess and not been able to take a call on whether Gehlot should continue as a chief minister or not. Now, Ashok Gehlot has been very, very careful in the detailed statement. Nowhere has he taken the name of Sachin Pilot, nor even accused him openly of actually stoking a controversy against his own government. But the insinuation and the cues are very much there. If you look at his first statement, he makes the point that the BJP is needlessly politicizing the entire issue, spreading a misinformation campaign. This even as protesters and especially the martyrs' wife was actually parked inside Sachin Pilot's house, and there was a dharna which was going on. He does not take Sachin Pilot's name, but he very categorically tries to make the messaging that, is Sachin Pilot also speaking the language of the BJP? It's all very well to request the state government to take some action and to do your own political standing, but are you playing into hands of the BJP? In the past, we all know Ashok Gehlot has always accused Sachin Pilot of actually being a kind of a B team of the BJP. Last time round, when the CLP meeting never took place and there was a meeting held at Sonia Gandhi's residence, in that letter which he took to Sonia Gandhi, he gave several instances to point out that how Sachin Pilot was acting in a manner which would only help and suit the BJP.
Right. Pallavi, do hold on. Let's listen into Kirodi Lal Meena. But before that, Tom Vadakkan of the Bharatiya Janata Party is also here with me. Mr. Vadakkan, thank you for taking time out. Gehlot government insists that if they, accept the demand of these protesters, it would be unfair on the children of the martyrs. And it's also accusing BJP of playing politics over the sensitive issue.
Strange logic from a desperate government. Martyrs of Pulwama are protesting, and the kind of treatment they are receiving is unfortunate. And if this is applied to the martyrs who shed their blood for this country, shame on the government of Rajasthan. And then if somebody from the BJP goes to meet them, that upsets them. because they feel that they are insulting them. The reality is they are insulting the martyrs. They have sacrificed their lives for this country. And if they are treated this way, what do we say of a government of Rajasthan? Unfortunately, the Congress party needs to apologize to the nation for the insult that they have shown to the martyrs of this country.
Mr. Vadakar, on that specific point of Bharatiya Janata Party leaders going to the protest site, the government says we are trying to resolve the matter. By landing at the protest site, you're making it political, making it even more difficult for us to really address the concern of the protesters.
The question is, why was this issue not addressed earlier? Why did they have to come down to the streets? Why a protest? These are things that the state of Rajasthan should have solved with priority. They don't do their duty. And if some leaders from the BJP or any other party visit them, they feel they are being disturbed, that they cannot do anything, they cannot connect. These are lies that the BJP government and Gehlot is spreading.
Right. Mr. Vadakar, thank you so much. Tom Vadakar of the Bharatiya Janata Party there saying that these are lies that are being spread by the Gehlot government, bashing the Rajasthan government there for not being sensitive and forcing these widows to come out and hit the streets. Kirodi Lal Meena also spoke to the media. He was stopped from going and meeting the protesting widows. Let's listen into what he had to say.
हमारे राजस्थान में परंपरा है, कोई भी व्यक्ति अपने मुंह में दूब कुछ लेकर हाथ जोड़ के प्रार्थना कर देते हैं तो सामने वाला दया करके उसकी बात पूरी करता है। तो मुख्यमंत्री जी के सामने तीनों वीरांगनाएं अपने मुंह में दूब लेकर हाथ जोड़ के खड़ी हो गई और दूब लोके साष्टांग प्रणाम भी कर दिया। हे मुख्यमंत्री जी, हमारी सुनो। अब इंतजार करना है, उनके हृदय पिघलता है कि नहीं पिघलता, दया करके इनकी मांग सुनते हैं कि नहीं सुनते, मानते कि नहीं मानते, नहीं तो फिर आगे देखेंगे।